Hello, Collier Heights. Hello, hello, hello. I come to you from the south side of Atlanta, from College Park, so I thank y'all for being so hospitable on this side of town. I love y'all like I love my own. And what I enjoy about being from this city is how we always honor and take pride in the legends that come from where we come from. And so I think, one of our recent moments of celebration has been Outkast being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I know that we love the music of Outkast and the Dungeon Family, and I think that we naturally revel in what that means in terms of how music defines moments in our lives. But one of the things that I want to touch on in a very micro sense is how artists in Atlanta create their own universes. I think that as we are thinking of what a universe exists as we are thinking of the intention that goes into that, I'm always drawn to the notion that young men and women who look like us, came from where we came from, dare to be themselves and to create a universe that we could step into, witness, and be a part of. Now, in the micro sense, that always feels like something that's inside and that helps inform how we see the world. But I think in the macro sense, we're standing on the edge of a 50-year universe in Atlanta. I'm a part of the arts community, and in 2024, we celebrated the 50-year anniversary of the Office of Cultural Affairs, known as, early in its history, as the Bureau of Cultural Affairs, that was started by Maynard Jackson during his administration. And last year, we had a celebration of that. There was a soiree, and all the arts and culture folks came out. But it was in that moment that I began to realize that 50 years is about the upper limit of how you could plan for a city and to see those dreams come to life. So my question is, how do we build another universe? We love that phrase, Old Atlanta. And to me, Old Atlanta is a universe unto itself that is evolving and shifting, in some ways beginning to become a moment in time. But I think about Old Atlanta through this lens of a universe because I think that it was built upon love. It was built upon people who came to this city, like my parents and their friends, who poured into what would ultimately become the world that we knew as kids and young folks and now adults. But it was based on love of place, of people, of slang, of dances. For me, that was Westlake High School. It was Skate Town. It was Greenbrier Mall. It was all of these things that now resonate and are the residue of how I see the world. And I think about my parents, I think about the folks of Collier Heights and the intention that they set to build a universe for themselves, for others, built on love. And so when I think about a universe and building the universe that comes after Old Atlanta in our minds and hearts, it has to be built on love. But love cannot flourish without trust. As someone who works in cultural institutions like museums and public art agencies, in the media, journalism, we are always in conversation with ideas that come from elsewhere because we are putting our ideas into the global framework, we are receiving those moments. But what I see often is that folks don't always trust our ideas here. We're usually thinking about what someone else has done over there. And maybe that looks better over there, or maybe this could work here if we went to go take what they are doing and bring it back here. But I feel like when we are doing that, we are really overlooking the foundation of what helped us become who we are. And so it is imperative that we begin to think about the universe that we build, the next one that we build, as something that includes what has been, because that's ultimately what attracted everyone here in the first place. I mean, that's like depending on someone over there telling me what's fly over here. And that's not what's true to me. And so as I lean into the work that I'm doing, I'm reminded of where we pull from and where we reference those inputs for the future. We are in an exit. The universe that we build after Old Atlanta will look somewhat different than what this looks like right now. But it's not to say that we have to leave something behind. I think really what it means is that we get to choose what our destination looks like going forward. And that's fun. That's exciting. And we have blueprints for that all around us. We can pull from Outkast and the creative spaces, arts, and visuals. We can pull from Collier Heights and what it means to think about neighborhoods and community. We can pull from elements of Maynard Jackson's administration. We see those moments. We can even pull from right now with what Canopy Atlanta is doing in terms of giving voices to residents of Atlanta. And so when we imagine this next universe, this world building that we are all a part of, it has to be built by us. We have to honor it. We have to pour into it. We have to consider it from the stance of abundance, of love, and trust, and expansion. We can build it. We can build it right. And we have the blueprint. Thank you.